We've come back to Pewaukee Lake in Waukesha County, where the game fish season opens on May 2nd. In just a few minutes, we'll look at a revolutionary new fish weighing system called Fishgate 100. And then we'll follow the common loon migration from southern Wisconsin north to Lake Namekagon with Project Loon Watch. But first, I'll fish for Lake Michigan trout and salmon with Dumper Dan Sport Fishing Charters of Sheboygan and Lee Gassner, high bidder for this trip at MPTV's Great TV Auction. I'm Dan Small, and it's time once again for Outdoor Wisconsin.
Summer to fall, winter to spring, from Green Bay to where the St. Croix sings, from Catamaran to Superior Shore. Outdoor Wisconsin, outdoor Wisconsin.
The sun's just coming up over Lake Michigan. We're going out of the port of Sheboygan with Dumper Dan Sport Fishing Charters of Sheboygan. Captain Dan Welch again. This is our second trip this year.
You got it.
And his first mate, Jake DeBoer. And nice day today, pretty calm, huh?
Yeah, Dan, it's looking like a beautiful morning here on Lake Michigan out of the port of Sheboygan. Lake should be somewhat calm. We did get hit with, as you know, a cold front yesterday, northeast winds.
We bring that along, you know.
I know,
yeah.
I know, sometimes we do. But today, you definitely didn't want to be here yesterday type thing, because today it should be calm. Lake looks nice and calm, and we should be able to get out and work our equipment and catch some fish.
Good. Now, where are we going? You've got several boats out, right?
Right, we're kind of spread out just because of what happened yesterday with the cold front. I got a few boats in front of the harbor. We've been catching some big kings in front of the harbor the last few days, so we have a few in there, and then the rest of them are out about 2 to 4 miles. Now, what's unique with Sheboygan too is we got deep water access here, so out a mile to 2 miles, we're in almost 100 feet of water already, and that's probably where we'll end up this morning.
Our special guest on this trip is Lee Gassner. Now, Lee, you and your wife Denise bought this trip at Channel 10's Big TV auction in April, didn't you?
Yes, we did. It's something that my wife seen on the auction, and we put the bid in, and we watched the bids kind of rise. And as it was rising, it was like, who do we all want to take for special guests? You know, I mean, that's always something that you got to consider. And so we actually were very excited when we did get to win the trip out here.
Now, you brought 3 friends from your area too, right?
Yeah, I brought my son along, Jeremy, Travis, a real good friend of ours, and Frank, a really good friend of ours also.
Now, the way we do this is we take turns, so have you figured out an order, and just in case 2 rods jump at once?
Well, the boys said that I should take the first fish, so we'll see how that goes so far. So, a lot of times, you know, there are some misses out here, you know, I mean, but we hope to land some nice fish today.
Well, we should. We're out with the right team, so.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a great day.
I think we will.
What I got here is I got a slide diver, and what it allows me to do is it allows me to let the bait out a certain amount of distance behind the diver, which when I snap it in, it'll take the bait down and out. So this one I'm letting out quite a ways back behind the diver before I snap it in, and I'm gonna put it out about 110 feet.
Hopefully the rainbows start waking up here a little bit. Usually once the sun gets high in the sky, we start getting some steelhead rainbow bites. So.
Yeah. Well, what are they doing that we're not? Night crawlers?
Night crawlers, yeah. That's what I mentioned this morning.
There he is!
Yeah!
I'm coming to move that 300.
Yeah, get it out of here totally. Reel it in.
Yep.
Well, we mentioned night crawlers, and look what happens.
Yeah. Scared him into action.
I'm going to hand it off to you quick. Keep cranking, crank.
Still taking a line out the way it seems.
Is it?
That's all right. Let them tire out a little bit. A lot of times you don't get line on them right away when they first hit. You kind of want them to fight and run a little bit and tire out. And then when they tire out, you'll like now you're starting to get some line. Just keep a steady crank.
It's out there a long ways.
Get them in the net. There
Got him. Nice king.
Ah, nice king. Wow. Good job, buddy. Now we're gonna pull some line out actually.
Right in the boat. Beautiful king.
Yeah, Yeah.
Hooked right in the nose.
Did.
3-year-old king salmon.
Nice fish today.
Who's up?
Wow.
Right here. Start cranking right away.
Good luck with that fish. The more they jump, the easier they get off. And that's a nice one too. See the drill?
Yeah.
It's nice to see them jump, but that's their leverage on the rainbow trout. They can jump right off the hook real easy. That's a nice sized fish.
That's that 2.5 color.
Yeah, you were right. Double header, guys. 2 on at one time. Fish are waking up.
How are you doing here? Are you gaining much line? Yeah, it seems like it. Not anymore.
Hey,
What are you doing here? Good?
Give him a little bit, not much.
Give you a little.
come and get them in the net. Nice one.
Got
There you
'em.
go. Good
We're
eater.
in.
You back up. We're gonna get that board off your line, buddy.
Nice
All right.
2-year-old king salmon.
Kind of stop there, huh? Give it a little more drag here. You got a decent fish on there, so I don't want to go too tight, but that was the one that was jumping back there. Did he jump lately or not?
No. I hope he's getting tired.
Yeah.
You are?
Are you getting tired?
Oh, no.
I don't know, I think the fish.
Getting closer now. Oh wait, walk backwards. He's tangled in something. Got him.
You can
Okay,
loosen
I
up.
got-
I'll pull some line out of the reel. There you go. Got him?
Yeah, I got him.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
You got him?
Yeah. He's got 2 baits in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Hang on to that one.
That's a beaut.
Yeah.
Sir.
Gorgeous rainbow.
Nice fish. Let me get a still shot of you there. So we noticed the water temperature this morning. It's pretty cold.
It is. It actually is, Dan. Down where we're catching our fish, down about 60 feet, 50 to 60 feet down, it's 40 degrees.
That's unbelievable.
40 degrees for the middle of summer, and on the surface it's about 50 degrees, but we need days like this, just the sun beating on the water to warm it up, and not a lot of wind, and that'll certainly help down the stretch here. There you go, buddy. Nice and easy. He's head shaking right now. He's not actually running yet, so just kind of hang on real smooth. This should be a nicer king salmon. Just by the way he's hitting, he's doing them head shakes right now, not really running much.
I'll work.
A lot of times them salmon, that's when they get off on the initial bites when they're head shaking.
Yeah.
They're trying to shake
Yeah,
that
that-
hook
that
and they're
whole
twisting
time.
in the water
Yeah,
trying to
for
throw
that.
the hook, and that's when they
Really-
get off, and you gotta
Really
kind of be
took up
gentle
the
with
leg.
them
I
at
really
first.
didn't think it. Uh oh, did he just fall off? There you go.
Yeah, you were reeling slow enough. It was head
There you
shaking
go.
a lot. Keep cranking, keep cranking.
Walk backwards. Got him.
What kind
nice
of fish we got,
coho.
JD?
Nice coho.
Oh, coho, there we go.
Nice coho.
Haven't seen many of them lately.
Look at that. Beautiful coho. Floppy coho.
Yeah. Oh. Just hang on to that fish, Dan. We don't want to give you a new nickname. Uh-oh. There he's jumping. You're on your
300
side.
feet and counting. We're getting close.
Wow, look at that fish fight, huh? Beautiful fish. Just bring him up.
Ready? All right.
Nice job.
Wow.
Saw his tail on the rim of the net
I
there,
know.
Dan. I know you were thinking, I don't want to be Dumper Dan again.
Dumper Dan
but,
the net man, but I got him this time.
You got it.
That's a beautiful.
Wow, what a
Oh,
fighter.
my
Great
though.
goodness, look at that. Wow. Well, Dan, a beautiful rainbow and a great day so far.
Yes, it is, and that was a good fighting fish, Dan. You did a wonderful job on him.
Thanks a lot. We'll get him in the cooler.
You got it.
Feels like a good fish this time.
We're all looking back there, and there's a big rainbow jumping back there, and sure enough, he was on one of our lures.
Lift up. There we go. Nice rainbow. Came off the hook right at the last minute.
Wow. What a way to end the trip of the morning,
Nice
huh?
rainbow.
Wow.
Nope. I got the hook. I got the hook.
Well, guys, we got some fish. You have a good time?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Great time.
Well, Lee, thanks a lot for your contribution, and I hope you got your money's worth today.
We sure did. Thanks a lot, everybody.
You bet. Dan, another great trip with Dumper Dan. You and JD did the job for us today.
You got it. Great time. Nice, beautiful, calm weather on Lake Michigan here. Just hope everybody enjoyed themselves.
And it's always sunny and calm in Sheboygan.
You got that right.
Another great trip with Dumper Dan.
A good way to stop arguments over who caught the biggest fish is to weigh them right on the boat. And that's what this fish grip with a built-in digital scale lets you do. Inventor John Winkler took the digital scale concept a step further when he came up with an electronic system he calls Fishgate 100.
I'm out today on Lake Winnebago, and John Winkler is with me. He's with Beyond Measure, and this is a company that has a product that you co-invented, didn't you?
Yes, I was the inventor, and I have a partner in our business that Ron is his name, and we both together run the company and are continuing to develop and get the Fishgate 100 on the market.
Well, here we go, John. It's one of the bigger white bass, so how does it work?
No, we got our fish on the scale, and you can see the numbers are dialing in, and it's going to lock in here in a second.
Okay.
And here it just locked in. So now you can even push on it, and it doesn't move. So once it's locked in, then you can do a couple different things. You can save your fish, and then it'll come up down here, and you press select, and your weight for your culling purposes comes into play, and your total weight adjusts to all the fish that you have.
Okay, so if we weighed 2 or 3 fish, we would be able to know the individual weights and the total, right?
Yes.
And what else does it do?
Well, you can, once this is full, or if you want to change the screens, you can actually go into the menu and you can change the colors. Go down to the color, and you can change it to numbers.
Okay.
So then you have numbers instead of colors, which is, it depends on the culling system that you have. So you can see the numbers here now.
So you'd put a tag on each fish with a number or with a color.
Right, right, either or. And here's another good feature, because a lot of tournaments are 5-fish tournaments, but you can also take and change this also to 6 or 7 fish.
Okay.
So it'll show up to 7 fish too for your culling purposes.
Okay. Well, that's really slick, John, but does it do other things too?
Yes, it does. It records your information off your fish finder, your GPS, water temperature, depth, time of day, and date. It's an NMEA certified scale, the National Marine Electronics Association.
Okay.
And that will share information from your other electronics. So it can take that coordinates and weight and different things and save it in memory up to 175 fish.
So you could download that on a computer then?
Yes, we have the software where you can take this information in and download it, and then after you have that downloaded, you can add information also. To each fish, you can add unlimited information. Like it was very windy or sunny, or whatever the case may be, maybe a lure that you're using,
Okay.
and then you can bring that back up by using different characters.
Okay. And then does it have other features?
Yeah, and has a satellite part of it.
Really?
Yeah, the total weight that's showed here on the display, the satellite, once the weight locks in, the satellite will actually bring it back to shore, and you can, a tournament situation, they can use it in different ways, like a live leaderboard, internet, or live TV.
Okay. So if every boat is equipped with this in the tournament, then you can instantly tell who's where just like a golf tournament.
Yes.
Well, John, this is an amazing device. Where'd you get the idea for it?
Well, it was 6 years ago. I was laying in bed one Saturday morning. I didn't have to work, and I was thinking about a tournament that I was going to fish coming up. And I don't have a bass boat myself, and I was thinking about, boy, it'd be nice to have a bass boat and to fish with a bass boat. And the idea of the Fishgate just popped into my mind. I seen the whole thing just as we made it now.
Really?
And I jumped up in bed and went, oh! I shocked my wife. She jumped up and said, what? And I told her, I have this great idea. And she says, whatever, and she laid back down. And I says, no, listen. So I told her about it. I told her how, basically what we have here. And she says, somebody's already made that. And I says, no, turn the TV on. The the bass tournaments are on right now. I says, turn it on. So she turned the TV on and she looked and I says, there, look. And a guy caught a fish, he brought it in and he used a handheld scale. And I told her if they would have it, they would have that in their boat right now. And so from there we met my partner and we got into putting it together and we patented it, and from that's history.
You know, I might just have to go for an upgrade on my digital grip. At fishing tournaments, the Fishgate 100 could make weigh-ins instantaneous if every boat had one on board. It would save a lot of fish that die after a post-weigh-in release. Emmy Fink has a fish fact in today's No Wisconsin.
Hi, Emmy Fink here. So I'm starting to think about how I'm going to spend my time outdoors this summer, and well, how about exploring one of the 12,600 rivers and streams in our state? Did you know that the Wisconsin River is the state's longest interior waterway at 430 miles? It flows almost the entire length of the state, starting in Lac Vieux des Aires near the Michigan border and emptying into the Mississippi near Prairie du Chien. It forms the northwest border of Dane County just past Mazomanie. And Dan Small backed me up on this. It's a great spot to fish for those big walleyes. Check out this beautiful scene from Vilas County. It's a winter morning sky on Big Sand Lake. A big thank you to Bob Remy of Cedarburg for that photo. Hey, we would love to feature your favorite outdoor moments, so just email us a photo to nowisconsin@gmail.com. Please include your name, city where you live, and the county in which the photo was taken. All right, get outdoors and get to know Wisconsin.
Well, Emmy, you're right. The Wisconsin River is a great walleye fishery. And you know, one of the best fishermen in Wisconsin is the common loon. You might see loons briefly just after ice out here on Pewaukee Lake as they head north for the breeding season. Loon numbers have increased over the past several decades, thanks in part to Project Loon Watch, a program of the Sigurd Olson Institute at Northland College in Ashland. We talked with DNR biologist Marty Johnson about the annual loon migration from the Gulf of Mexico to Wisconsin, and then we headed north for a look at some loons in their summer home on Lake Namekagon.
The Wisconsin common loon migrates back to Wisconsin in March and early April after spending the winter months generally in the Gulf of Mexico. Their main route follows the Mississippi River with stops on southeast Wisconsin lakes like Tishigan Lake and Racine County before heading north to breed and raise their young. But DNR wildlife biologist Marty Johnson says recent rough winters have affected the timing of the migration back to Wisconsin.
Where the impact comes is it delays their arrival. As they're moving north, they're looking to get to open water and get to their lakes. And what we saw in 2013 and in 2014, that a lot of these lakes in northern Wisconsin were still iced over in April when these birds are coming back to find their nesting grounds. How did that affect them? Well, the birds then were delayed in moving north. What we saw in 2013, also in the spring of 2014, is that there were larger concentrations of loons in southern Wisconsin. On the lake that we were just looking at, Tishigan Lake, in 2013 we saw loons there. 2014 again we saw a large number of birds hanging out there. And so they're basically kind of in a bottleneck. They're waiting for things to open up that they can move up, and they're staging here now. They'll keep hopscotching, finding open water, whether it's bigger lakes or open rivers, larger rivers, to make their way as they get closer to their breeding grounds.
Despite that challenge, there's good news about the overall loon population here in Wisconsin.
There is a study or a survey done in conjunction with the department and Loon Watch. They have volunteers that go out and monitor all these lakes, seeing where the birds are nesting, the success, how many chicks they had, how far do they make it in terms of getting to the point of fledging or leaving. They do that every 5 years. The last survey that was done was in 2010. And at that point, the loon population was estimated around 4,000 birds. So we've seen a steady increase of the population of loons in Wisconsin.
So the outdoor crew and I headed north to Bayfield County to meet up with Loon Watch Director Erica Lemoyne and Loon Pontoon volunteer Bob Rasmussen. The program, coordinated by the Sigurd Olson Environmental Institute at Northland College, focuses on loon conservation and protection.
Erica, where should we head this morning? I would recommend maybe up in the Garden Lake where we saw loons
I think that's a
a
good
month
idea.
ago. Okay.
We might see them on that island.
Yeah, all right. Then back in Mum's Bay, which is just straight ahead of us, is a good spot. I saw 2 there the other day. So.
And let's try some of these nesting places from
Okay.
last year.
Yeah. Okay, we can do that.
Well, Erica, tell us about Project Loon Watch. What exactly are you doing?
Well, with Project Loon Watch, it really started back in 1978 with 24 people who were interested in knowing more about loons, and it's really morphed into a number of different programs that are helping people to help loons. The main part of the program is the annual lakes monitoring program, and with that there are hundreds of people throughout lakes in northern Wisconsin who are monitoring loons. Ideally from ice out to migration, but whatever they can do to give us information about loons is what they do.
That loon is right near this island, but I don't see a nest there. Is this a good spot?
This is actually really good nesting habitat. Loons really prefer islands. They feel protected on them. They can see 360 degrees around them, so they are protected from predators. And islands are really good protection too, particularly from another main predator of loons, which is the raccoon.
Erica, how do loons and eagles get along?
Well, they have a millennia worth of predator-prey relationship. Eagles are a very common predator of loon chicks, and the adults will be very wary of eagles as they are approaching the nest or approaching their chicks, and they will make a call out to the chicks, and the chicks will go into an area of emergent vegetation and hide from the eagles.
Mm-hmm. So they take chicks when they can get them, huh?
Oh yeah. This year we had an issue with black flies. There was a lot of nest abandonment of first nest attempts, and those black flies, the scientific name are Simulium annulus, and they are really host specific to loons, and so they really swarm around the head of loons and chase them off the nest, and so the loons would stay off their nesting area until those black fly swarms would subside. And so they should be nesting now. Those swarms should have subsided by now.
Yep.
Has a fish.
Oh, got a big fish.
Nice. Looks like a bluegill.
They nest so close to the water that doesn't wave action sometimes drown a nest?
When they're dealing with loons, you want to keep your distance. The recommendation is about 200 feet from a loon family or even an individual bird.
Boating can be hazardous to loons. So, boat wakes and waves can wash out the eggs off the nest. Also, quiet water sports like canoeing and kayaking, you can start, if you don't know where that loon nest is, you can startle a loon off of its nest. So if you're going out to kayak or canoe in northern lakes, you might want to ask a local resident or the resort that you might be staying on, hey, do you know where the loons are nesting? And try to avoid those areas or give them a wide berth.
Fast boats can also run over adult loons and chicks. And so when you're on a lake that has loons, you want to make sure that you're keeping your distance and also watching about your speed.
Tell me about the threats that loons face.
One of the big threats would be lead tackle. 20% of loons that were found dead and necropsied had died due to lead tackle poisoning. So if we could get the lead tackle out of our tackle boxes, we'd really be helping loons to survive.
If you're up north this summer, look for loons on our northern lakes, but don't get too close to them, especially if they're nesting. Loons and children's stories seem to go together, and in an upcoming Outdoor Wisconsin episode, we'll tell you about a couple of brothers who teamed up on this book, Goodnight Loon. For more on loons and all of this week's features, visit our Facebook page or log on to mptv.org and click on Outdoor Wisconsin. Well, next time I'll fish on Petenwell Lake with guide Dan Vukovic. Emmy Fink visits Eagle Heights Community Garden in Madison, and Jeff Kelm retraces the route of the original Badger Derby Tour of 1934 with the Badger Heritage Motorcycle Club. I'm Dan Small, looking forward to muskie season here on Pewaukee Lake. Join us again next week for Outdoor Wisconsin.
Hooked right in the nose. 3-year-old king salmon.